This is Winning Cures Everything. Here's your host, Gary Seegers.
It is Thursday, May 30th, 2019. This is Winning Cures Everything. Daily show, sports talk. We do it every day, Monday through Friday, for 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. We hit on the biggest topics of the day. I am Gary Seegers, your host. You can follow me at Gary WCE. You can follow the show at Winning Cures. You can also get us on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is. Go check those things out. Leave us a nice review. We would definitely appreciate that. If you would, share out the show for us. Give a little support for it. If you like it, of course, tell your friends about it. Here are today's topics. The Warriors and the Raptors. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight. I've got some picks for you. We'll talk about what's going on with that series. College Football TV Times have been announced. Obviously, we're not going to go through every one of them, but we'll discuss what the networks are doing and why that makes it better for everybody involved. I'm going to see Godzilla tonight, and they announced a new Rambo movie. We'll talk about that. And the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, they have announced their opening college football lines. I am pumped. We're going to talk about some of the highlights, some of the bigger games that were released today. The show, as always, brought to you by BetNow.eu. You can use Winning50. That's the promo code, Winning50, to get a 50% deposit bonus. So go check them out. They've got a fantastic layout, great odds. It's a great sports book. BetNow.eu. Use promo code Winning50. They will give you a 50% deposit bonus. All right, let's go ahead and jump into topic number 1. The Warriors and the Raptors, Game 1 is tonight. The odds are going all over the place. So DeMarcus Cousins was ruled as active or listed as active tonight, so there's a strong chance he will be on the floor at some point. But Steve Kerr did admit that he may not play much. Coming back from an injury like that, as fast as Golden State likes to play, the way they like to move the ball, etc., he may not fully fit into what they are doing right now. There's no sense in messing with something that has won 5 straight games. So if they've got something working, no sense in messing with it right now. If things get a little tight with the Raptors and whatnot, they may have to shift up how they're playing. You might see Cousins that way. But Cousins coming back, it did shift the line back and forth. It went from Golden State -1 to the Raptors -1, etc. I think currently it sits at Raptors -1, but it has gone all over the board today. I am thinking that the Raptors defense is going to be able to shut down this Golden State Warriors offense enough for them to have a shot in this game. I think they win Game 1. I'm taking the Raptors on the money line. Regardless whether you're getting -1 or +1, doesn't matter. I'm taking the money line. I like the Raptors in this one, and I like them a lot. Their defense is perfect for this. Golden State likes to play a lot of transition. They like to play fast, obviously, but the Raptors can get you into that we'll take a possession, you take a possession kind of game, and that's what they're best suited for. Along with that, Kawhi Leonard, I think, is the best player on the planet, on offense and defense. The guy is unbelievable. He makes the whole team go. I think Lowry's going to show up tonight. I think Marc Gasol is going to show up tonight. Here are my picks for the game. I've got Raptors money line. I got it at -105, so I'm not sure what it is right now. I've got Marc Gasol over 8.5 points. That's -130. And I've got the Raptors first half pick'em against the Warriors. That's -110. The Warriors have been awful in first halves. They typically come back in the second half. But I like the Raptors first half here. I like the Raptors money line. I like Marc Gasol over 8.5. That is my trifecta for Game 1 of the NBA playoffs. I think the Raptors can win this thing. I've talked myself into it. I think they win this in 7. I think it's going to be a really good series, something the NBA has needed, a lot of drama without LeBron James. So I think this is Kawhi Leonard's time to come in and get this thing done. All right, let's move on to topic number 2. College Football TV Times have been announced. ESPN, Fox, CBS Sports Network, they all announced TV times for basically the first month of the season. And what I like about this, Fox is putting their best game at noon Eastern time every Saturday. That leaves open the slot at 3:30 Eastern for CBS, and then the slot at 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern, whatever it is, for ABC. So I don't know that they have all worked together, but I think they decided to try and stop competing with each other. Now, Fox's first 4 weeks, first 4 Saturdays, they have Florida Atlantic at Ohio State, Army at Michigan, Ohio State at Indiana, and Michigan at Wisconsin. So they don't have, obviously, the first month of the season, you don't have a lot of great inventory to start out with. But with their new football show on Fox that is going to be competing with College Game Day, and it's got Urban Meyer and Reggie Bush and Brady Quinn and somebody else. They've got all those people on this show. They're going to try and compete with College Game Day. And then that would be the lead-in directly to that first big game of the day. So where I am, it'd be 11 a.m. Central. Smart move to me. You don't have that many competitors. You can win the 11 o'clock market every week on Fox and not have to worry with it. I think it's a smart move. Aside from that, the AAC announced a bunch of their dates and whatnot. So you've got Memphis and Ole Miss playing at 11 a.m. on ABC. You got Alabama and Duke playing at 2:30 on ABC. Then you've got Auburn, Oregon on ABC. That's the first Saturday of the season. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. Chris and I are going to be doing our college football previews coming up in June, starting in June, and then, of course, it'll run all the way through August. But, man, I am stoked about it. Let's move off that. Let's talk about topic number 3, Godzilla. I'm going to see Godzilla King of the Monsters tonight. I've got it planned perfectly so I can go see the movie and then get back right in time for the second half of the NBA Finals game. Look, I'm a huge fan of Jurassic Park stuff, King Kong stuff, whatever. This new MonsterVerse that they are doing, and I don't even know who the studio is, Warner Brothers or whatever, they are doing, like they did Godzilla in 2014. And then they did Kong Skull Island in 2017. And now they've got Godzilla King of the Monsters in 2019, and they'll come up with another Godzilla or Godzilla against King Kong or whatever. I can't wait. Like, I am a dork when it comes to this stuff. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to see that. But then I get on Twitter today. I'm kind of going through seeing what the reviews are like, et cetera, which are not great. But, I mean, hell, I'm a fan of monsters blowing shit up, so I'm good with that. But yeah, I see today that they are releasing a new Rambo movie. And it's going to be called Last Blood. Now, the first Rambo was released the year before I was born, in 1982. And obviously, I had a good run there. I think the second one was 85, and then the third one was 88. And then they did John Rambo, which was number 4, which came out in 2008. And it got like a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is terrible. I don't know how many more stories you can create with John Rambo, but I'm sure this one will do well. It comes out September 20th. Rambo, Last Blood. Stallone, he's got to be, I don't even know how old Stallone is. Let's see. I did not get to do as much show prep today as I wanted to. The power has been out at my office. So, yeah, it's been a little shady. Sylvester Stallone is 72 years old. Still doing action movies. So, cheers to him. I'm in with that, but good gracious. John Rambo, props to you, brother. I'm all in. All right, let's move on. Last topic of the day. I don't have any picks because of the power outage, other than the NBA picks, which I had this morning. But topic number 4, the Golden Nugget opening college football lines. Now, these came out at about 2 o'clock Central Time, which was, noon Pacific. And so, in Vegas, there were lines of hundreds of people at the Golden Nugget ready to put down bets on these games, ready to see what the odds were going to be. Here are some of the biggest games from the opening weekend and beyond. And maybe some of these lines will surprise you. Some of them surprised me. Miami against Florida. Florida minus 7.5. Auburn minus 3 against Oregon. A&M at Clemson. Clemson minus 17.5. I am all over A&M on that. You can go back and listen to the show where Chris and I did our $1,000 bets on that. LSU minus 2 at Texas. Notre Dame at Georgia minus 9.5. Georgia, a huge favorite over Notre Dame. Oklahoma minus 6.5 against Texas. Notre Dame at Michigan. Michigan minus 6. Georgia minus 3.5 against Florida, which is surprising to me. Georgia's only a 3.5 favorite against Florida in Jacksonville, and yet they're a 9.5 point favorite against Notre Dame. I did not think that odds makers would be as high on Florida as they are compared to Notre Dame. It's kind of surprising. LSU at Alabama. Bama a 16-point favorite. Ohio State at Michigan. Michigan minus 3.5. Alabama minus 13 at Auburn. Florida State at Florida. Florida minus 14 in that one. And then Army minus 13 against Navy. That's a big line for Army-Navy. Alabama, 13-point favorite at least against everybody. I don't know that it's going to be quite like that. Florida, a huge favorite. Odds makers seem to love them. I can't wait. I'm all over this. I'm going to be studying these lines tonight, next week, etc. We're going to be doing our previews. We're going to start out with the smaller conferences and whatnot, and then we'll be putting them up on the YouTube page. We'll actually do some of these as well on Periscope everywhere else. But we'll put them up on the YouTube, put them up on the podcast. I am excited about it. Hopefully you are too. We appreciate you guys being here today. Thank you for coming in. Share out the show if you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment and tweet at us.